boy Big Wolf from 69th. I'm back. You know, I know everybody probably wondering where you been, why you quit posting, what's going on. You know, well, you know, I've been gone because I've been dealing with a situation. On my birthday, I had planned on throwing me a party. You know what I'm saying? I had a few things lined up for me to do. One of my little guys had just came home. He had caught a bid down here. He had got bumped with 11 bowls on the plane. And we had been trying to get him out. We had lawyers for him fighting his case and everything. And we would celebrate him coming home. He had did like a little over a year. You know what I'm saying? Down here from Chicago. He had did like a little over a year down here in Clayton County. So we had got him out. And we would celebrate him coming home, you know what I'm saying? I put him on a plane, send him back home to Chicago, celebrate my birthday, whatever. And at 5 o'clock in the morning, boom, the door get kicked in, you know. So next thing I know, I'm waking up with guns to my head. Get up, get up. You know what I'm saying? Get up. The motherfuckers telling me, stay down, stay down, stay down. It's like, man, like 5, 6 police is running the gun, running my room with all ARs. You know what I'm saying, pointed at me in the bed while I was asleep, waking me up. You know what I'm saying, one shouting at me, one officer shouting at me, get up, put your hands up, you know, get up, and another one telling me to stay down. You know, I got guns in my face, so I just stay down, I don't move. They dragged me out the bed, 5 o'clock in the morning. As they pulling me out the bed, and I'm going and taking me into the living area, the dining area of the crib we was living in at the time, and I see. So they all in they like sleep attire too. So I could tell everybody just was caught off guard, waking up just like I was. So they, you know, next thing I know, they got us all handcuffed and sitting in the chairs. You know what I'm saying? While they ransacking the house, they got us all lined up sitting on chairs. You know what I'm saying? Now, as a matter of fact, at first they took us outside and they set us all on the floor, on the ground, in the cold, bogus. That's what they did first. They got us out there. So we sitting there, we out there, we get refreezed, getting closer. Finally, I was like, man, you know, this is inhumane, y'all bogus. You know what I'm saying? I get to running down the law to them, tell them this shit is unacceptable. We got rights. So anyway, they ended up letting us go inside. They lined up our dining room chairs. We was sitting in the chairs, like 4 chairs, just sitting there, handcuffed. But they ransacked in the house, tearing up the house. So, I don't know, maybe like 10, 15 minutes, then tearing up the house. They get to coming out talking about, you know, what's this? Who gonna claim this stuff? And I'm like, we looking like, what stuff? What the fuck is you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't just magically just came up with some shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, what the fuck is y'all talking about? Like, whose stuff is this? All this weed. You know what I'm saying? They got guns. You know what I'm saying? They got weed. They got money. They got all this other shit. Percs, Addys. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, we all looking like shit, you know what the fuck you talking about? Where the fuck y'all get that shit from? Somebody put that shit up in here. You know what I'm saying? We ain't see, we was outside. Y'all had us outside. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you talking about? Y'all had us outside in the cold for 20 minutes, 15 minutes, and then y'all bring us inside after we telling y'all we freezing this against the law for y'all to do this shit. This is what I'm telling their ass, you know what I'm saying? And now all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, you talking about who shit is this. Y'all don't know, y'all put that shit up in there. I don't know whose it is. Y'all shit, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, they all take us down, I guess. Everybody pretty much saying they don't know who it is, we don't want to talk. So they take us to the precinct, book us or whatever, then taking us to Henry County Jail. When we get to the jail, you know, we go through all that other procedure shit that we have to go through. And I think if my memory, well, they had us in intake. So I'm in intake, sleeping on a little thin ass mat with a dirty ass bogus ass blanket and a thin ass blue mat with supposed to have like a little, you know, that little piece for the pillow, but that shit wasn't even working. I mean, that shit wasn't even there. So anyway, and then you sleeping in like these little bullpens with like 10 other dirty motherfuckers. The conditions was bogus. The jail was bogus as hell. So anyway, and it's doing COVID, you know. So at any rate, they ended up keeping me down there. So the next day, I think it was the next day we went to court. Nah, I think that was on Friday. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, on my birthday. Keep this in mind, on my birthday. 5 o'clock in the morning on my birthday. This is what I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why I'm dealing with this, by the way. I don't know what you know what I'm saying, compel these people to kick my dough in. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck. I think that was on a Friday. I think we ended up going to court that Monday, or it was either on a Saturday. It was either on a Friday or a Saturday, and I think we ended up going to court that Monday, if my memory right. But anyway, we go to court for I think it was for a bond hearing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We had one for that. Long story short, they did everybody bond. Now keep in mind, out of everybody, the four of us that's locked up right here, I'm the only one with a record. You know what I'm saying? I'm the only person with any type of history of a record. It's me. Everybody else, record's clean. So why they get denied bonds? You know what I'm saying? So, but why I even get denied a bond, to be honest with you, because, you know, my conviction goes all the way back to, 1996, 97 when I was convicted. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I served my time for that, did the parole and everything, successfully got off parole early. You know what I'm saying? Moved from Chicago to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Barbering, you know what I'm saying? Doing my thing like that. So it's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, but anyway, I don't even know why that would even be a big deal to even deny me a bond, at least give me a bond. But they said because I was a flight risk, because I had ties to Chicago. At the time, I hadn't permanently moved down here, or I had moved down here permanently, but I hadn't transferred it over, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? I was still looked at as a resident of Illinois. You know, I still had Illinois license plate, Illinois driver license, all that shit. And that was another reason why they denied me bond. So, and then according to they knew about my background, my conviction, you know what I'm saying, for first degree murder. Then they also brought up the fact that they were trying to say I was a gang chief and all the other stuff they had in my jacket from being locked up in Illinois. So anyway, they denied me bond. Cool, whatever. After that, they give us back. Now, I can remember, this is what I only went to court that one time, but I think Rico, Smooth, and Kiki, they was getting court dates, you know what I'm saying, for some reason, like in the media working for them, you know what I'm saying, trying to get them court dates or whatever. Now, all the time while this going on, I stayed. They kept me in the intake part for like 7 days. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else done left the intake part, and I'm going back a little bit, but they kept me there for 7 days. After I get out the intake part, you supposed to went to another intake that but it was like a quarantine day. We supposed to go over there and quarantine or whatever for, I think it was either 14, 21 days, something like that. Then they gonna classify you, and then when they classify you, you go to wherever, once it's an opening for you, they put you over there, and then whatever, if you get a bond, you bond out, you fight your case from there, whatever. And they crazy how they do that shit down here too, because listen, word to the wise. Look at me when I say this. Word to the wise. Do not get locked up in Georgia. Don't do it. Do not get locked up in Georgia don't do it, period. But do not get locked up if you are not a resident of Georgia. Don't do it. Not for nothing serious. I done went through this. Do not do it. But fortunately for me, you know me, I did a quarter. I'm not feeling, you know what I'm saying? Nah. So at any rate, they kept me in the intake part for like 7 days. And then finally after they took me out of there, they put me on the deck, the quarantine wing, whatever. You gotta wait for the 21 days till you get classified, make sure you ain't got COVID. They put me over there, putting out weirdos in the cell with me. I'm dealing with all this other stuff. Rico, he was like on another unit. They ended up putting me on a unit with Smooth for a little while, and Kiki was in the female dorm. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, you know, we sitting there, you know what I'm saying? So, in one type shit, you know, you come out for the 1 hour, you can use the phone for like 10, 15 minutes. Half the phone's broke. You know what I'm saying? Niggas fighting over the phones, shit like that. Showers nasty as hell. You know what I'm saying? Shit bogus. You know, they don't got no type of structure, nothing down there when it comes to the, you know what I'm saying, inmate population and shit like that. But what I will say is, the motherfuckers do fight and talk shit and spit, do all that dumbass shit to the police. They do all that dumbass shit down there. I give them that. That's niggas down there, they go at the police, but they don't got no type of structure or thing going on amongst the inmates like that, you know what I'm saying? But at any rate, they put me on the intake, they put me over there on that wing. So I'm over there with Smooth, coming out for my hour, going to commissary every week. I think we spent $50 a week. Shit high as hell. Noodles, I think it was like $1.25, some dumbass shit like that for one noodle. I'm talking about shit, a little $50. I'm talking about you ain't getting nothing but like 1.5 little bags of shit. I'm spending $50 every week, talking on the phone. The visits, they do the video visits. But the whole deck, the whole goddamn wing just walk past to see your visit. That shit was crazy. But at any rate, you know, I'm having visits and whatever on that. So what I do remember is we stayed in there. All four of us stayed up in there because we ended up getting a court date, and I can remember the actual date because we got locked up on my birthday, March 4th, and I can remember they set a preliminary hearing date for April. I remember it was April 7th. So April 7th, we all go to the preliminary hearing. All the lawyers ready. The preliminary hearing went well for me. You know what I'm saying? The preliminary hearing went well for me. You know, we was denied bond. Everybody was denied bond. But and the judge, it was a female black judge. She ended up first. I don't even know if I told y'all what they claimed. They claimed they found 18 pounds of weed, 2 guns, like an AR, something else, some Percs, Adderalls, and over $20,000 in cash. And 250 packwoods. You know what I'm saying? It was like vape pens, other little bullshit like that, skills, little stupid shit like that they try to say was up in there. Now, at the preliminary hearing is where I found out kind of what had happened, what led them to try to kick in our door. You know what I'm saying? At 5 o'clock in the morning on my motherfucking birthday. You feel me? Basically, from what they were trying to say happened was a few days before my birthday when we were celebrating the home, you know what I'm saying, my homie coming home. You know what I'm saying? They had gun pump with the 11 bowls on the plane a year earlier when we were celebrating him coming home. Some motherfucker at the little club that we was at doing the celebration supposed to slid on Rico. You know what I'm saying? I guess Rico must have knew the nigga. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Where he supposed to slid. Something like that. I ain't too sure. But it was something with a nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they was at the basketball court with this nigga. It was some shit with this nigga a few days earlier. A snitch ass nigga. Lying ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to, you know what I'm saying, whatever, linked up with Rico or whatever. And then he's supposed to have a video recorder and a motherfucking tape recorder claiming Rico sold him a zip. You know what I'm saying? Then the police supposed to follow them back, Rico, and Smooth back to our motherfucking house. Where a couple days later, they kick in the motherfucking door and lock us up on my motherfucking birthday. Talking about they got 18 pounds of weed, $20,000. You know what I'm saying? The Percs, the Adderall, the 2 guns, whatever. Then they also they were trying to talk about they had like a ledger. They was talking about they had a ledger where they was claiming they had like, I don't know, $50,000, $75,000 in Bitcoin or some shit too. They was claiming some shit like that. But anyway, we ended up that particular day back at, so that's what we learned at the preliminary hearing when the lawyers was questioning the arresting officer, one of the arresting officers who was supposed to be like the lead investigator over the whole charge or whatever. So that's what we had to learn right there. So, you know, so after that, you know, everybody lawyer questioned the lead investigator, the lead officer. Everybody lawyer asked for the charges to be reduced or dropped or whatever. Then the judge rendered her decision. She rendered her decisions. She basically upheld the charges on everybody else and reduced the charges on me to an ounce of weed. And the reason why is because in Georgia, you know what I'm saying, and it just so happened in the room, the master bedroom where I was sleeping in, they had only retrieved an ounce of weed out of there. You know what I'm saying? And nothing else was in, no guns, none of that was up in that particular room. Just an ounce of weed by the nightstand. You know what I'm saying? So my lawyer was successful in arguing that like that. And also another fact that my lawyer argued in conjunction with the fact that there was only an ounce of weed on the nightstand, well, in the room that I was sleeping in, my suitcase, one of my suitcases, you know what I'm saying, from when I moved down here, when I moved up here, was still right there. You know what I'm saying? I had just flown back to Chicago maybe like a week prior, and had came back, so my suitcases were still right there because I'm lazy and take all my shit. So it was still right there with the shit on it. And the fact that I didn't live down here, I still had my car was down here with Illinois plates on it, the license. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I successfully argued, you know what I'm saying, that he was able to successfully argue that I didn't live in the state of Georgia. So how could you charge me with all that stuff? Big Wolf from 69 don't live in the state of Georgia. Big Wolf from 69 from the rap.